here's really another important thing, parents. This is really important in child raising, not bearing. I know nothing about the former. When your children make the most important decisions of their life, chances are you will not be there. The only way to get the best of an argument is to avoid it. Now, that doesn't mean you have to give away your principles or anything of that nature, but realize that arguing is not going to get you the behavior you want. You get the behavior you reward. You don't get what you hope for, wish for, beg for. You get the behavior you reward. And often we, in organizations, in relationships, are rewarding the wrong behavior. Probably the biggest point here is live in the present. Have you ever heard that phrase before? So many times we will put ourselves in a position of we got one foot way back here in the past, worrying about things that we can't change. And the other foot's way out here in the future, worrying about things that are going to occur in the future. I love Mark Twain about the future. He said, I've experienced a lot of terrible, terrible things in my life, some of which actually happened. I don't often do this, but I'm going to quote an accountant named Doris Gagin. She said, yesterday is a canceled check, tomorrow's a promissory note. Today is the only cash you have, spend it wisely. Events and circumstances, like we just talked about, really don't cause stress. It's our reaction to those events and circumstances. If you don't have goals, how can you know what's important? I love the quote from Lily Tomlin. She said, I always wanted to be somebody. Now I know I should have been more specific. Anyway, he said, what went on at school today? And Taylor's her name. She said, oh, Dad, it was really exciting. She said, one of the teachers was cooking popcorn in the microwave, and she left it in there, forgot about it, and burned, and there was smoke everywhere. Carrie said, well, did the smoke alarm go off? She said, no, it went on. Why would it go off? Bill Cosby said it best. He said that grandchildren are your reward for not killing your own. People often need your care most when they deserve it the least. That's really powerful for a parent. Anybody have teenagers? Are they going through the hormone explosion? I told my other daughter, Jennifer, one night she went to sleep as Cinderella and woke up as Godzilla. Two totally different meanings for 6 words, right? Depending upon where the punctuation is. Is it woman without her man is nothing, or is it woman without her man is nothing? Powerful, isn't it? So what I'm trying to illustrate here is how important and difficult communication is. True story, I did this once and I wrote this a little too close together, and some guy in the back said, I don't know who Herman is, but I'd like to meet him. Attack the problem, not the person. Best example I can give you of a personal story. I was in high school and I was working at the Dairy Dell, which was a local version of a Dairy Queen. And I was working second shift, and we had a factory close by, and these folks would come up 8 o'clock at night to get their lunch. And we did hamburgers and milkshakes and all that standard stuff. And it was about my second or third day there, and I was in charge of the milkshakes. And we had a long line of people. And you know how milkshakes, you know that little machine? And we had paper cups, and I was trying to speed it along, and I got the metal blade a little too close to the outside of the paper cup. And all of a sudden, I'm feeling this cold stuff hitting me in the face. And literally, I could not figure out what was going on for about 15 seconds. And in the interim, and it's a little place, it wasn't as big as this room, chocolate milkshake on all 4 walls, all over me, all over my associates. Robert Heil was the man that owned that business. He could have and should have fired my butt right there. But you know what he did? He said, I understand, Paul. You're trying to make it faster. Now, we're going to teach you something here that doesn't work here. But his caring to me was so impactful that I still carry that example with me. And sometimes when in the leadership role, when people got the milkshake going too fast, I accept it. And I try and help him understand what's going on there. So Charlie Jarvis said it best. He said, people have a tremendous reservoir of common sense because they haven't used any of it yet. On the front page here, it says, the greatest truths are too important to be new. That's a quote from Somerset Maugham. It's a really powerful quote if you think about it. And what I would like to change that a bit to say, paraphrase it, is the basic truths are too important to be new.